There are many advantages in compound fertilizer, such as high nutrition, low byproducts, being friendly to the environment, less storage and transportation costs, improving the physical and chemical properties of fertilizers, etc. However, there are also disadvantages, such as a fixed nutrient ratio, being difficult to meet the requirements of fertilizer application technology, etc. Thus, the application of compound fertilizer requires to know the target to apply scientifically and rationally. How to apply the compound fertilizer reasonably? It should be applied reasonable according to soil conditions. First, we should consider the soil nutrient supply. On a soil with a high level of nutrient supply, a compound fertilizer with a low level of that nutrient should be used. And if, on a soil with a low level of availability of a certain nutrient, a compound fertilizer with a high level of that nutrient should be used. Secondly, consider the soil moisture condition. Nitrate-phosphate fertilizer system compound fertilizer should not be applied in water fields. Calcium, magnesium, phosphate, potassium, and other varieties should not be applied in dry land. Second, it should be applied reasonably according to the plant characteristics. First, according to the plant species and nutritional characteristics, apply suitable compound fertilizer varieties. Grain plants can be fertilized with nitrogen and phosphorus compound fertilizers. Legumes should be fertilized with phosphorus and potassium-based compounds. Fruit trees, watermelons, etc. are fertilized with nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium ternary parts. Different plants require different proportions of the three elements of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. According to their fertilizer requirements, the fertilizer formula is determined. Select the suitable compound fertilizer varieties according to the crop rotation. In the southern rice-rice rotation system, on soils that are also phosphorus deficient, the fertility of phosphorus fertilizer is better in early rice than in late rice. But in terms of potassium fertilizer, it is the opposite. In the northern wheat-corn crop rotation, wheat should be fertilized with a high phosphorus compound. Maize should be applied with low phosphorus compound fertilizer. Third, consider the nutrient form of compound fertilizer to apply reasonably. Compound fertilizer with ammonium nitrogen, amide nitrogen, can be applied in both dry land and water fields, but it should be applied deeply to cover the soil to reduce nutrient losses. Compound fertilizers containing nitrate nitrogen should be applied in dry land areas. Applied in wetland and rainy areas, it is less effective. Compound fertilizers with water-soluble phosphorus can be applied on all groups of soils. Compound fertilizers with weakly acidic phosphorus is suitable for application on acidic soils. Fourth, the base fertilizer based on the reasonable application. As the compound fertilizer generally contains phosphorus or potassium and in granular form, the release of nutrients is slow. Therefore, it is more effective as a base or seed fertilizer. Compound fertilizer as base fertilizer should be applied deeply to the soil to prevent nitrogen loss, and the best depth of application is at the dense layer of root system to facilitate plant uptake. Compound fertilizer being seed fertilizer, the seeds must be separated from the fertilizer by more than 5 centimeters. Otherwise, it will affect seedling emergence and reduce yield. Fertilizer application methods include strip application, hole application, deep application in full tillage, etc. On low to medium yielding soils, strip application or hole application is more effective than full tillage application, especially for compound fertilizers based on phosphorus and potassium. Applying in holes near plant roots is both easy to absorb and reduce fixation. That's all. Bye!